My name's Chris Hart, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Altinex, and the main new product that we're bringing here to the show this year is Anywire. The name speaks for itself. What we're doing is we're transmitting 1080p, a full bandwidth HDMI signal over literally any wire. So the setup you have here, you've got the signal coming out of a media player here that simulates your laptop or whatever your source is. We're running it through a scaler. It's doing what a scaler normally does, scaling it to the screen, but it also makes it so that if you lose the signal, you get a nice clean black screen instead of Samsung or lost the signal or HDMI 3.
Right, and it's a true scaler, not a format converter.
Right, it's a real scaler.
Okay.
Then it's running into the Anywire transmitter. We have this wire, 22 gauge, hooked to the Anywire, 900 feet to the receiver, and now HDMI out to the video.
Wow.
So you don't need HDMI cable in order to run it. So this does two things. First, it effectively boosts the signal, so you don't have to have a signal booster to go the longer distance. And the second thing is you can now use whatever wire you have to transmit the signal without having to run another wire.
Does that include coax?
Absolutely, it'll run on any wire.
So in other words, if somebody's got a VGA installation and they want to convert without having to pull new wire, this could be outstanding.
Absolutely. And that's exactly the best application for it. You've already got wires there, they're just not digital. You can use those wires, hook up any two of the wires that are in there. There's up to 15 connections in the VGA, hook up two of them, run them through, hook the same two up on this side, and now you've got video.
Right.
Or think of a historical building, or a school, or a military application where you have limited access to what's in the walls. Now whatever's there can transmit the signal. And believe me, a lot of people do not believe us, even though we're showing it.
Right.
So we send out demo kits for free to anybody that wants them. We have people take them, put them in their garage, and throw any old wire they have in there to see if it works. And it works.
Okay. And resolution supported?
Yeah, it'll go up to 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
So
Frame
it'll do
rates
full
at
bandwidth.
30?
Everything's the same. The only thing that you would ever notice, if you put this one right next to one that was a local source, you'd notice a tiny bit of latency. But as long as it's going to another room, which is the typical application, you're not going to see it. It sends video and audio. Mm-hmm. If you want to split off the audio, you'll split it off from the receiver side.
Right.
And if you're using another signal, let's say a speaker cable, you can still send audio on that speaker cable. It'll split that off, split this off, and you'll get a perfect signal. No interference.
Right. So the cable needs to be dedicated.
It doesn't need to be dedicated.
Doesn't. Wow.
No.
Interesting. Because you're riding on a whole nother frequency as far as that
Absolutely.
goes. Okay. Very interesting.